Welcome back to the Gen Z Speaks podcast. With us today, a special guest, somebody we've known, or I've known at least, for how many years now?
Well, I don't know, like 8th grade, 9th grade?
Yeah, ninth grade.
Almost 10 years.
10 years. Did you go to Haskell?
I did.
7th grade.
I did.
So then I met you probably
Probably.
in middle school. Do you remember me from middle school?
I remember vaguely from middle
Vaguely.
school, but I think we were in different circles in middle school. Like, I knew him,
Yeah.
but I hung out with, like, Raul, Nick, David, and all them in middle school mostly, and
I
Joseph.
don't know any of those guys.
Yeah, and you know, I do.
So we met, I guess, 11 years ago
11 years ago.
in 2013.
2013.
You did not have long hair.
I did not have long hair. I had much shorter hair. at
Why do
that
you have
point.
long hair?
I don't know. It was just kind of like a creative decision. I shaved my head over COVID, like bald. And then I just never cut it, and it just grew out. And that's how it is. And then I cut it for the wedding and
Trimmed it.
I trimmed it for the
Trimmed
wedding.
it for the
Yeah.
wedding.
I didn't trim it that much. I think it got down to like here for a while, and then I cut it up above the shoulders.
For those listening, it was probably like 3 feet long, almost to his buttocks.
Something like that. I don't know. It was
3 feet long?
maybe, I don't know. I don't
3
know.
feet.
I just made that up. I made that up.
I don't
No,
know
3
about
feet is insane.
It was like halfway, like
halfway
about to my
torso?
stomach ish.
That might
It was
be.
long.
It was long.
Wow.
Yep.
How did you shower?
I don't know. I've started showering like a girl, if I'm all honestly. Shampoo,
I mean, you have
conditioner.
to, yeah.
The tea tree. That's what I used
Every
all the
few
time.
days, you'll shower?
I'd shower and shampoo, or I'd shower every day, but I'd
Oh, sorry,
shampoo maybe 3-4 times a week.
Oh, okay.
Mm-hmm.
Shower every day?
Yeah.
Wait,
You
like
don't shower
water?
every day?
I do, obviously.
You are sick. You are a
You
sick,
shower
sick
every
man.
day?
I try
Twice a
to.
day?
I love
I shower
showering.
twice a day.
I shower
I-
twice. Once in the
try to
morning,
shower
once in the
twice a
night.
day, but usually it's once in the morning.
Once in the morning.
So wait, we forgot to ask you to introduce yourself, man. You're Matthew,
Matthew.
and you're Matthew, but
That
you're
is-
Uribe.
Yes.
Did I say that right?
Uribe. I'm not a stickler for the last name.
And what do you do, Matthew?
I am going to EMT school right now, actually. I start tomorrow, actually.
Oh,
It's my first-
tomorrow?
Tomorrow.
What's EMT
Yeah.
school?
Emergency medical technician. I'll be the guy in the ambulance. If you call 911 and you're like dying or you have a panic attack or something, then I'll be the guy in the ambulance.
You'll be there?
I'll be there. I'll be there to support, help out, and do whatever.
Probably
gotta do.
wouldn't want you at mine.
I wouldn't show up to yours. But yeah, I've been
Oh,
doing.
man.
That's what I'm starting to do. Had a little career shift.
Yeah,
But-
well, tell.
What were you doing before?
Yeah.
Oh, because I went to school for history. Got my history degree.
Well, you went to school for econ.
I did. I went to school for econ,
Yeah.
switched to history because I didn't like math,
Yeah.
and then got my degree in history because I was going to be a teacher. And then I moved to Portland with my now wife, and I worked in schools for like fundraising and events for like 2.5 years-ish. I realized I don't like working in schools, nor do I like kids. So I was like, all right, we're going to figure it out and switch it up. And like I've always wanted to be like a firefighter, EMT when I was like little, but I never saw like a real path towards that. And I was like, you know what? What's stopping me? So I was just like, cool, let's switch it up. Just got married, don't have any major commitments, just moved back to California. So I was like, all right, cool.
How does EMT school work?
So I'm doing it through West Coast, which is in Anaheim, and it's like a 6-week accelerated course. So I'll be in like a classroom Monday through Thursday, like 9 to 5. So it's like a full-time job, but like I'm not getting paid for it. I'm paying for the school. And afterwards, like I'll do that for 6 weeks, and I'll do 2 12-hour shifts in an ambulance as like training. And then I got to take like it's called the NREMT or some sort of combination of those letters, like test at the very end. And if I pass the test, then I can start looking for an EMT job. Any of the major places. I know there's Premier, Falk, are like too big to in Orange County. Falk. That's one with the big eagle.
I don't like Falk.
No.
They were my neighbors at my last.
Oh, that's right, huh?
Those guys are assholes.
Yeah, I haven't heard the greatest things, but I'm not saying they're bad because they might hire me. So
So you
They're
quit
great.
your job?
I did, yeah.
Interesting.
Yep.
When was that?
I quit like beginning of July when I moved back down here.
Oh, so like what?
Recent.
Less than a month ago.
Less than a month, yeah.
So you quit your job, and what was it specifically that you were doing before?
I was doing I worked for a company that like schools and school districts contracted out, and we put on like jogathons, fun runs, those kind of things, and try to get the kids excited to go raise money. Like oh, you try to get $1 per lap ran, and then they run 30 laps. That means they raised $30 for their school. So I did that for 2-ish years while I was in Portland.
The way jogathons work, right? If I remember correctly, you have to raise money for every like dollar you raise. You have to run that mile.
Yeah. So like if you ran, we didn't do it by mile. We did it like by lap. So each lap was
lap.
maybe like a 1/16 of a mile. So it wasn't like super.
Shredding
No, we're not trying to like kill these kids out here. Just let them have fun.
For me, it was a mile. Like one time I rose $150. I had to run 150 miles that day.
That's 150 miles.
Yeah.
You did not run
At Bragg?
miles.
Yeah, brag. In
That-
5th grade.
Ain't no way. You
Yeah.
ran 150.
But because I did it, I got knots passes.
I mean, that's pretty
Yeah,
good.
2 knots passes.
What made you like make the decision to quit your job?
I did not run 150 miles.
I know you didn't run 150 miles.
Nobody believed you.
I would have remembered that one. What made me quit my job? I think so. Me and Bella were talking maybe November, December
Mm-hmm.
of last year about moving back down. We were like, we kind of want to move back. She'd been done with school. I'd already been done for school for about 2 years at that point. And we were like, we kind of want to go back home, like, because grandparents are getting older, families, all of our family is down here. So we were like, let's move back and see what we can do. So I was like, okay. I thought about taking this job down, but like over the course, and I was kind of getting that like gut feeling where you're like, this is not really what I want to do for 40, 50, 60 years down the line. And I'm like, I think like I want to be more outdoorsy, more active, hands-on kind of things. And my job was a lot more office, emails, sitting behind a computer and a desk. Maybe like I'd be on the field every day, but most of my day would be on the computer doing computer boring work. And I was like, I don't want to see this for my full future. And I was like, if I'm a teacher, then I'm gonna be doing this every single day, Monday through Friday for God knows how long. And I was like, I can't live and just sit behind a desk and talk to people for 8 hours a day. So I was like, okay, I'm gonna try to find something that I could do a little bit more outdoor stuff, kind of move around and not be the same thing every single day. So
I mean, EMT fire school, that's definitely not behind a desk, right? It's fun. That's
fun.
really cool.
Mhm.
That's actually like when I think about having a cool job, you think about being a firefighter, right? Like that's genuinely just a cool job to have.
Yeah, that's why I was like, because I'd always want to be like a firefighter when I was a kid.
Yeah.
But I was like, my parents were always like, no, you got to go to school, got to
Yeah.
get a degree. Like you don't want to work a job that you're doing work all day. You want to be behind a desk. You want to be technology, STEM, math, history, any of that kind of stuff. So I was like, yeah, okay, I guess I'll do that. So I kind of molded my path, took AP classes, did all that jazz, and then I was like, you know what? I don't want to do
Go
that
that route.
anymore. So
You went to UC Santa Barbara, right?
I did, yeah.
How was that living in Santa Barbara?
It was great. It was fun. It was beach. I like the beach. Just came back from Joshua Tree actually with 3 friends that I made there. So we're still super, super close.
How
super
hot was it in Joshua Tree?
It wasn't that. It was maybe, I think the highest I got was 111. Yeah.
You said it wasn't that bad.
Well, like Joshua Tree wise, like we weren't outside. most of the part.
111 degrees is very hot, man.
It was
insane.
hot, yeah.
I thought you were
were
gonna say like 90, 85. But
no.
Running the AC.
Yeah, we were running that AC. Had it
Oh my
at
God.
69.
Did you go hike?
Yeah, we went on a couple hikes. We did this trip mostly was for like Milky Way
To see Milky
stars
Way.
and stuff because it was a new moon last night, so there was
Yeah.
no moon to lighten up the sky.
Gotcha.
Yeah, so we were only going to be in the park for maybe like an hour or stuff, but we left our Airbnb around 10:30 at night, and we didn't get back to our Airbnb until like 2 a.m.
Oh, that's dope.
or something like that. Yeah, so it was just
I saw a couple of the pics.
yeah, they were
Look
cool,
badass, yeah.
right? It was just iPhone, just on like
Shutter
the
speed.
whatever the shutter speed is. Yeah,
Oh, okay. Oh, the night mode thing.
the night mode. Yeah.
Gotcha.
Mhm.
Yeah, that's dope.
Yeah.
What I was gonna say is, okay, so you could have done this in Portland though, right? Like you could have gone and been a fireman in Portland or done EMT.
Mhm.
There was a reason you guys came back. What was wrong with Portland?
I didn't like the weather. I was like
The weather.
my biggest thing.
Really?
Yeah, I'm not a
How's the weather in Portland?
cloudy, rainy, gloomy.
Would it affect your attitude?
Oh
Or
yeah,
emotions?
100%. Like I felt it was weird because when I first moved up there, Bella had already been up there for 6 months at that point.
Mm.
And I was like, oh, I'm gonna be fine with the clouds and the rain and everything. Me coming from sunny Santa Barbara, I moved up there. The summer it's super beautiful during the summer and green. It's warm, 80s, 90s most days and
Yeah.
everything. But like as soon as it hit like October, end of September, October, it was just cloudy
The rest of the year.
the rest of the year until maybe March, end of March, April, where it was cloudy and rainy almost every single day. And that was,
Jeez, yeah.
ooh,
Did you live in downtown Portland?
I
or-
did live in downtown Portland, yeah.
Interesting.
We lived in 2 different apartments. We had a studio when we first moved up there, and then we moved to a 1-bedroom in the same Goose Hollow neighborhood was our neighborhood.
Is there a lot of young people in downtown
Oh, yeah.
Portland?
Mhm.
Okay.
Lots and lots of young people. I think the biggest, I take that back. In like the school area, yeah, there's a lot of young people, but there's a lot of older people in Portland that I've learned, like especially where we lived in our neighborhood, a lot of older, middle-aged kind of boomer to like maybe 50-year old people, a lot of retirees.
Oh, really?
Why is
Mhm.
that?
I don't know. I know this one lady that I would see every morning I'd leave from work, and she said she grew up. Where did she grow up? Some random city in like Texas or something. And then she got divorced, quit her job, and moved to Portland in like 1980 something. And then she just said, "I retired here and never left." And I was like, "Wow, cool." Her name was Margaret. Chill.
So okay, so you said there's a lot of like older like retirees and then younger people. So middle age you didn't see a whole lot of.
No, not a lot of families. I didn't
Wow.
see a lot of families. It was a lot of like
That's a trip.
20, right?
Yeah.
It was like tripping me out. Like when I moved back here to like move into Buena Park,
Uh-huh.
I was like, oh, there's like kids
Everybody.
playing out in the street,
Yeah.
people having fun and everything. But there's not a lot of families at least in like downtown Portland. But going further south into like Beaverton, Hillsboro, you'll see more families, but not in Portland. There weren't a lot of kids.
What I was gonna say is about the weather. You know what's funny, man? I remember as a kid, people like adults, you ask like that's just a common question, right? Like how's the weather? Or, like how's the weather treating you? Or some shit like that. And as a kid, you're like, what kind of question is that? Like that's such a dumb question asking about. But it plays such like now that we're becoming adults, it's so crucial. It's actually insane. Like it legit plays a role on your like personality for the day, or like if you're gonna be up or down, or like feeling happy or sad. It's a trip, huh?
Oh yeah, 100%. I remember I'd wake up and I'd be like, damn, it's another gloomy day.
And your mood would just be gloomy.
It would just be gloomy. But like with the job, I had to like put on like a front of like being
Right.
happy and excited. But like I'd close my car door and I was like, oh, I'm beat from the day.
So you're
Just-
married now.
I am married
And
now.
how old are you?
I am 24.
You're 24. You're married.
Mhm.
How old were you when you met your future wife?
I was when I met her when we started dating. So I started dating when I was 20,
Okay.
and then I met her. I think I officially met her when I was 18.
You met your wife now at 18,
Mhm.
and you got with her when you were 20,
Yep.
and now you're 24 and married.
Now I'm 24 and
Walk us
married.
through that journey.
Wow, that is quite.
You got
the
married
journey.
at 23.
I did. Yeah, technically, I did get married at 23, like a week. I think exactly a
A
week.
week before, yeah.
Mm-hmm. It was a very busy week. No, so we were all in like the kind of same friend group at like the church I went to. So it was like me, my brother, another guy, a couple guys, and then like the same. Either they had girlfriends or other girls at the church, and like we'd always been in the same kind of like social circle, but we never really connected. Like we knew of each other mostly.
Mm-hmm.
Like she was friends with Justin before she was friends with me.
Justin's his
Justin?
older brother.
Oh, Justin's my younger brother,
Okay.
but he's like twice
Younger.
my size.
Oh,
Yeah, that's why you could confuse that. But so they were friends before we were friends, but we were all kind of like in the same social circle, so we knew each other. And then I went away to college. I was dating a different girl, and she was dating a different guy. So it was like we never really saw each other as like
partners.
partners. Like it was not even like a thought
Yeah.
that crossed my mind. And then I got sent home from COVID, and I mean everything got all thrown around because COVID, the whole world shut down. So I got sent home from school, and I was like, okay, cool. I guess I'll hang out with the same group of friends. But like that whole same group kind of shifted because like even though I leave, like most of them stayed. So It's like things change. I come back thinking, oh, everything's gonna be the same, but everyone else's lives have moved
Changed
on as
too.
well. So I'm like, okay, cool. We got a whole new dynamic. So we weren't in the same circle for a while, and I mean the world was shut down, and her parents took that like super, super seriously. Like her dad was like super strict with like the whole COVID kind of mandates and stuff. So she wasn't really out and about at that point either, and she was still dating another guy. So we're like, okay, nothing really happened then. And then around, oh, she's gonna give me crap because I don't remember when her birthday is. I think
You forgot her birthday?
No, a mutual friend's birthday.
Oh, okay.
Because we reconnected at.
That's one too.
No. I remember her birthday, October 9th, 2000, just so it's on the record.
Nice.
But
I'm October
shoot.
7,
Yeah.
2000.
really?
Yeah,
And you're
2000.
October
19th.
That's
19th,
crazy.
There you go. When are you born?
May 24th, 2000.
Oh, so your birthday just passed.
Yep.
Happy belated
Happy
2 months.
2 months ago.
2 months ago.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
24,
turned
24,
24.
24th.
This is your
Oh yeah.
golden year.
My
they
golden,
say.
my Kobe year, my
Yeah.
golden year, everything year, huh? Got married this year, crazy.
Crazy.
So somehow you guys got together.
Yeah, so we went on like a trip for somebody's birthday. I forget which month it was, and I'd been single at that point for a couple years, and then she was still with her boyfriend, but she was kind of like meh, and we were like, oh, well, how's it going? Like reconnecting, but not.
Wait, what?
No, not in like a, not in like a.
Hold on.
No. Not like in like a flirting way, but just like
What
oh.
warrior did we lose?
Warrior.
No, kidding.
No.
Who
It
did
was-
not you take out?
Never. I never take out anybody.
What soldier?
For real, huh? But no, so like we were just friends at that point, and because I was just friends with her because she was friends with Justin,
Okay.
my younger brother, and I was like, okay, I'll just hang out with anybody at this point because who
You're
knows?
just desperate for friendship.
I was just desperate for friendship because I came home. My whole life was turned upside down. I had a life going on in Santa Barbara, and then it got ripped away from me. And I was like, all right, cool. Let's figure out what I'm doing and anything. And I'd taken like a whole like year. I'm like, you know what? I'm not even going to worry about women, dating, or anything. Kind of just focus on myself
How did that go?
kind of thing. It went good. It
Yeah?
was good. Yeah. I think it was... When did the world get shut down? Like March
2020.
March 2020. So it was like after I got sent home, and then maybe like April, May, I was like, you know, I'm just gonna not worry about it. It's taking up too much
Headspace.
headspace and everything. I want to focus. I'll get in shape. I'll stay focused on school because I didn't want to fall behind because a lot of people fell behind during COVID. And I fell behind a little bit. So I was like, okay, I got to do this stuff during the summer. So I focused on all that for a good while, maybe November-ish, December. When did we go? We went to New York.
End of December.
End of December
Yeah.
was when I started kind of like catching feelings for her. And I was like, oh, wait a minute. What's going on here? I don't like where this is like it was more
I don't like where this is going.
I was like, I mean, I didn't know what I thought at the time. I was like, whoa, these are weird feelings. It was like a different kind of feeling than any. You remember me stressing out?
I know. Well,
and-
let's explain why.
You never
right?
felt that way before?
No, I never felt that was like a weird. Like I
Like a
had
weird
crushes on
feeling.
girls and stuff, but it was like the way I talked to her and like the way she made me feel and everything. I was like, whoa,
Yeah.
this is weird. Like he saw me. I was.
In New York, he was like, I don't know what to do. He was like, I don't know if I should go out with her. What should I do?
Mm-hmm.
And then got back from New York, and then you went on a trip to Joshua Tree with that group of friends,
Yeah.
and they
Joshua, so you keep going to Joshua Tree, man.
I do go to Joshua. I know, just good things happen in
I
Joshua
think
Tree.
I went to
apparently.
Joshua Tree with you. as
Oh,
well.
we were there.
That's
Yeah.
right, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
How long ago was
October.
that?
That was October 2020.
Was that October? Wow.
It was
Okay.
October.
And then
Yeah.
and then
That was
New York.
before-
Yeah, you went back to Joshua Tree.
Was that the last time I saw you?
I think so. Yeah.
I remember seeing you at somebody. No, his graduation party.
I didn't.
saw you.
I was
there.
in Portland at his graduation party.
Yeah.
But I
was-
saw you. I saw you somewhere.
We went hiking. Remember in Montecito?
Oh, that's
We went
right.
But that
Montecito
was the
Sound.
same year, 2020.
Mm-hmm.
No, but I saw you. No, I saw you in 2021, I think. Regardless, regardless,
Maybe.
you caught feelings for your future
Mhm.
wife in December 2020.
December 2020. Yeah.
December 2020.
Mm-hmm.
And then 2.5 years later. Is it 2.5 years later or 3.5
No,
years?
Three.
yeah.
3.5 years later, you
Mhm.
made the decision to marry.
Yep.
How was that leap? What made you want to take that leap for the
Um,
life
yeah.
commitment?
It was just, it's like the cheesiest line that everyone says, but it's like the whole like when you know kind of
So
thing.
you knew?
I knew 6 months in, I would say, that I was gonna marry her.
Really?
Mm-hmm. I
For
remember
sure, like you were confident.
100%, at least on my end, and yeah, I said 6 months in. Like we hadn't talked about it at all, but it was kind of like that back end mind where I'm like, all right, I think this is end game. Oh wait, you know what? I did go to your graduation party because I remember
My
Anna.
college grad?
Yeah, you
Yeah,
did. I
so I remember
seeing you there.
Anna Park
Okay.
came up to me, and she was like,
Oh yeah, you were still here. You weren't
I
in
was,
Portland.
I wasn't
yet.
in Portland yet.
That's right. Yeah, you're right. You're right.
You're
yeah.
right.
My
Mhm.
memory, exactly, man.
Yeah,
you
you
made me
got it.
My
question
memory's
my
not great.
reality.
Oh yeah, I
That was the last time I saw you. It was
picked you up, too, in one of the
2021.
Pictures.
Yeah. Mhm.
Yeah, it was
okay.
2021 May.
Yep.
Yeah,
Mhm.
there you go. That was the
Yep.
last time I saw you.
That was it. May
Yeah.
2021. Yeah. Because I remember Anna Park came up to me and she was like, "Oh, who's that?" Blah blah blah. And she was like, "Is it Endgame?" And I was like, I
She
looked
asked
over.
you that?
She did ask me that.
Is
yeah.
it Endgame? That's what Anna Park asked you.
Yeah. And I was like, "Yeah, I think so."
Interesting.
Mm-hmm. But I made that decision. I mean, not like a decision, but like I got that feeling a couple weeks before we went on a trip for my younger brother's birthday. We were in San Diego, and then I was talking to another mutual friend, and she was like, "Oh, like how's that all going and everything?" And I was like, "Dude, honestly, I think like she's the one."
So
Like,
how did that conversation go? Because you said you hadn't really talked about it at that point. Did you bring
Mhm.
up that scenario of marriage, or how did you go about that?
Eventually, I did. I know we talked about it. Like it wasn't like a sit down kind of like serious, like, "Hey, babe, we have a conversation." It was more of like things just started happening in conversations where we were like, "Oh, when we have kids, or when we move here, or when we do this."
And stuff like that. Oh, okay.
And
So
stuff
the
like
pronouns
that.
started changing.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and
Instead
it was kind of like
I,
a,
it was we.
yeah, it was a lot more
Interesting.
we's in the plans, and like mentally and like in the back of my head too. Like I started making plans more like accustomed to two of us versus just me at that point too, where it was like a weird. I'm not even weird. It was like just a natural progression of the relationship where it started becoming you and me. It was becoming more of like a we.
Do you remember the first time she said "we" when like talking about like a plan?
Let's see. Do I remember? I don't know.
You don't?
It was just so.
I was gonna ask. The actual question was gonna be, do you remember the feeling you had the first time she like made plans with you and her together?
Oh yeah, 100%.
Yeah.
Yeah.
How'd you feel?
It was like we were. It was funny because we were driving on our way up to Portland to just visit.
Mhm.
Like not even prospecting, moving, or anything. We were like, oh, let's go to Portland. Why not? The world shut down still, 2021. And let's just go check it out because she'd always wanted to go to Portland, and she'd never been. So we're like, okay, let's pack up your little 2006 Honda CRV and drive up the coast.
Yeah.
And she was like, oh, like I could totally. And we were driving up PCH near, I think it was called Rockaway Beach. It's like in southwestern Oregon on the coast. And she was like, oh, I could totally see us having a house out here. And I was like, a house? I was like, whoa, I never thought about
Yeah.
moving somewhere with someone before. And I was like, oh, that's a cool feeling. And then it just
Did you say anything?
no, I
you
just
just
I
felt
played it
like
off cool. I played it off cool.
Yeah.
Cool as a
You're
cucumber.
like, yeah, totally.
Yeah. And I was like, oh yeah, totally. That sounds like a great idea. Inside, I'm like, oh my god, she said we, us, future.
Yeah.
But yeah, it was just kind of like a natural growth of things as like we got closer, our relationship started maturing and growing. It was more like, oh, what are we gonna do in X amount of years? Like, oh, what about kids? What about?
So you guys moved to Portland together?
Mm-hmm.
Well,
Yeah.
no, she was there for 6 months.
She was there for 6 months already for school because she went to Portland State University.
Oh, so she went to college there.
Yeah,
to
she
Portland.
went there. So she's my age, but she's a year below me.
Okay, so she's class of 2023.
Yeah, class of 2023. So then she moved up there. She transferred from Long Beach City
Mm-hmm.
and transferred up there 2022. January 2022, we moved her up there. And I still had 2 more quarters with Santa Barbara. So I lived in Santa Barbara. So we were long distance for 6 months.
How was that?
It was fine. It was cool. It was hard, but I mean, we both trusted each other. We talked every day, tried to FaceTime at least once a week, twice a week if we could. And like we just kept those communication lines open where it didn't feel like we were long distance. And it helped that we weren't on different time zones.
Mm.
So it was just kept that communication line. We'd update each
You
other.
would travel back and forth, or
Yeah, I visited her up there twice. I visited up there for one of our anniversaries, and then I went to her sorority formal in like May of that year.
Dang, dude, that's crazy. Long distances. I commend you, man. Well, it worked out. Obviously, you're married.
I know. I'm doing long distance again right now, though.
Yeah, he's doing long distance again.
Yeah.
Right now.
She's in Alaska right now.
Alaska.
Yeah.
For what? Just travel?
Just
or?
traveling, and she's doing, it's like a work travel program.
What
where
does she do for work?
Just running a coffee shop at Denali National Park.
Oh,
Mm-hmm.
interesting.
Yeah. So she's just running, she's there.
In Alaska.
In Alaska.
Yeah.
That's her job.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Whoa.
Yeah. They
How-
pay for her housing, or maybe I think she pays like $5 a month or something. I don't know.
What?
Something
what is it,
crazy.
$5 for?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Coffee?
I don't know. Maybe. I don't know. And then, yeah, so she pays that, and then she just works at the coffee shop there. And she's there. She left July 6th, and she's there until September 18th.
2 more months.
2 more months.
So you'll be done with your EMT program
I'll be done by then, yeah.
by the
Mhm.
time she moves back.
Mm-hmm.
Interesting. So is that
Yeah.
a summer job, or is that?
Yeah, it's like a summer thing. Mostly it's like college students, recent grads.
It was also
The-
more like passion, right? Like
Yeah.
like she's really like granola, if you will.
Super
right?
granola. She loves
What does that mean?
traveling, like traveling, being outdoorsy
Mm.
Yeah.
kind of stuff. Like she'll walk on the grass with bare feet and stuff. Like she likes just being connected to nature and everything. So she's up there until September.
So you meet your wife, or you guys get together December 2020.
Mm-hmm.
You guys both graduate college,
Yep.
and then you get married. What month in 2024?
May of 24.
May 2024.
Mhm.
So now you're 2 months into marriage.
Yep.
How's it been?
I mean, it's been great.
Is it weird saying wife?
It is weird saying wife. It is very like
When was the
I'm-
first time you said that? I'm curious about that.
The first time I said that,
Yeah.
I think at my wedding. I think it was like,
Yeah.
okay, this is my wife, guys. Like when I walked,
Wow.
like after the actual ceremony, we walked down, and it was like a little like cove area, and I was like, as like the groomsmen and the bridesmaids were coming, I was like, all right, this is my wife. Now we're the Uribes. That's how we were.
Intense, dude.
It was crazy.
She took your last name.
She
Oh,
did.
man.
Mhm.
Nice.
Yep.
That's
Yeah.
important.
The date, very important. It's so important.
That's a
Oh,
green
yeah.
flag right there.
That was a very intense moment, I think.
It was. It was wild.
Yeah.
The whole leading up to the ceremony itself. It was
So you're
only like-
nervous
oh, I was super nervous.
about what are you nervous about specifically?
Um,
Obviously, the life choice was the life choice. The day, what was it?
I don't know. I don't know exactly what it was, but it was kind of like the.
Bro, it was 2 hours before he got nervous. It wasn't even like
It wasn't even
the
days
day.
before.
It
No,
was like 2 or 3 hours before
Mhm.
the ceremony.
yeah, I was cool. I was fine the day before, the week leading up to it, a couple hours before, and it was just like when I think my dad came up or someone came up, we're like, all right, 2 hours left. And I was like, oh, hold up, I need to take a breather. But it wasn't like, it was more nervous of like, all right, is this happening? This is over a year of preparation finally coming to fruition.
Yeah.
And it was just, it wasn't even that long of a ceremony. It was like 25 some of the minutes.
Yeah, it was quick.
And then we partied all night, and that was it.
So it takes about like a year to prepare to get married, huh?
Yeah.
Like to
Mhm.
do it the proper way, functions and whatnot.
Mm-hmm.
What was the hardest part about it?
The hardest part, honestly, the photographer was the hardest part to figure out.
Really?
Yeah, because we had one photographer lined up, and then like 3 months before the wedding, he sent us an email and say, "Hey, I double booked you guys, and this guy already paid me in full, and you guys haven't paid me in full, so I got to go with him." So like
Mhm.
100 days before our wedding,
Yeah.
which like
That's
in,
plenty of time though.
it seems like plenty of time, but in like wedding timeline wise, that's like no time at all. We had no
Interesting,
photographer for
yeah.
our wedding, so we had to scramble, find somebody. We found a great. It was like there were a couple. I think they're from Romania,
Yeah.
and there was like a husband and wife team.
Mhm.
So we had 2 photographers for the price of one, which was nice. But that was the most stressful part. I think getting people to like RSVP, yes or no, was also stressful.
Yeah.
Because we paid for each person's like dinner and like seat, so like we had to know when was it, like April, like a month or two before, and you're just trying to get people's addresses, like, hey, did you get the invite? Hey, can you RSVP? Like, without trying to seem pushy to where I'm like, hey, can you say yes or no? But in reality, can you just say yes or no? It's easier for us to know. Like, I'd rather have a yes. I'd rather have a no than a no response. Because then if he has no response, then I got to go track you down.
Yeah.
But if you say no, then I'm like, cool, you're saving me $75. I'm not complaining.
It was $75 per person.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
What was the most expensive part about the wedding?
Venue.
The
yeah.
rental.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think the venue was like $30,000, something like that.
Whoa,
Yeah, that's crazy, man.
The venue of your wedding was $30,000.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it was like a package. So it was like the venue and the DJ and then the caterer.
So it was all included.
It was all included, yeah.
So the food was included
Mhm.
in the $30K.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Plus the DJ.
Plus the DJ.
Was the DJ good?
He was all right.
He was
He wasn't great.
He didn't let me speak.
Oh yeah, they skipped his speech
Yeah.
on the
I
wedding
had a
thing.
whole freaking speech planned out. I mean, it is what it is. I sent him it. and
Yeah,
it
I
is
sent it. It was a nice speech.
But like,
you can read it right now if you want.
No, my phone's over there.
Wait, what? So what?
So like on a wedding day, right?
Yeah.
You have people that like give you a toast, basically. Like,
yeah.
Talk about
No, I
you.
get it. Yeah.
And so
How do you pass the person's speech?
he passed like a few of us.
Yeah,
his
'cause I
dad
think
didn't even speak.
My dad was supposed to do a speech too, and I didn't hear that one.
Bro,
And I
it
like,
was
oh.
it was like the guy. Somebody went up. Justin went up.
Justin went up.
His brother, right?
Mhm.
Justin goes up and he gives his speech, and then the guy comes, grabs the mic. He's like, "Now for the next event," and we're like, everyone was looking around, right?
I was
It
like,
wasn't even
oh,
just
what's
me.
going on?
Everyone was like, "That's it." It was only 2 speeches.
So the DJ was the MC as well.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Fuck that guy, man. What?
It was weird.
No,
Yeah.
that just pissed me off. Like,
Yeah.
what? Who
Yeah.
is this? You could have just called them out and be like, "What are you doing, bro?
Yeah.
Relax."
Mhm.
But it's also like the perfect day, right? So you don't want to
So you
cause any
wanna, like,
disruption.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was like, I kind of like looked back and forth, and I was like, I hit the bell, and I was like, hey, where's in like you're supposed to? And she's like, I don't know. We're like, okay, whatever. We're just gonna.
Yeah, you don't want disturbances,
on,
and that's more
yeah.
stress. They're already been stressed out for a year before.
Mhm.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This would have been the perfect wedding crash. You come in, bro. You just crash it and you take over the entire event.
For real.
Hold on a second. First of all, DJ, go away.
We
Go
need
back.
DJ Mateo Gutierrez
I know.
on the ones and
I'll
twos.
take the mic, motherfucker.
You didn't say anything? You didn't say anything?
No, I didn't say anything because I didn't want to Dude, there's 100 people there. I don't.
You
wanna be
should have stood up on the table. You should have stood up on the
Actually,
table.
I have a speech. Actually,
You should have been like, aye, Captain. You should have stood
Aye,
up on
aye,
the
Captain.
table, bro. Come on now.
No, bro, that's completely fucked
Oh
up.
man.
Interesting. So it's really important to have a good MC for your
Oh
wedding.
yeah,
Mhm.
dude.
Yeah. So he was all right. Like he didn't really mix like the songs either. Like he kind of just let songs play and didn't transition super well.
But most of the songs were good. They're good choices.
Yeah,
right?
well, I made the playlist.
Oh,
for the
you-
song.
oh, that's
yeah.
right, my
Me and
bad, my
Bella
bad.
worked on the playlist.
How old was this guy? He must be in his
Uh,
40s.
No,
like maybe 30s.
Yeah,
30s?
early 30s.
30s. Yeah.
Interesting.
Mm-hmm.
Damn.
Yeah, that one was a trip, but
Yeah.
But you guys had a good time.
Oh yeah, 100%. I had a great time. Like he was like, I mean, everyone who worked there, and everyone was super nice, super
Mm-hmm.
conforming. Like Bella was getting a little like altitude sickness while we were there too. So it was like, because we were in the mountains, and she's like 5 feet tall. So like the whole moving everything, the stress and the low air wasn't like the greatest on her body. So she took a couple breaks throughout the night, and everyone was very like, okay, like just
accommodating.
take a break. Don't worry about don't feel too stressed about needing to be out here every second and every point of the night.
What if you guys told them it was a birthday? Would the venue still cost that much?
It's a good question. I don't know if they do birthdays. They might do birthdays. I know the day after when we were there grabbing all our decorations, there was like some business meeting thing that was happening there.
Okay.
But it wasn't. It was just like a bunch of folding chairs and a projector.
I think we should do this. We should call them and ask them, hey, we're having a birthday soon. Don't tell them who we are, obviously.
Oh, yeah,
They
no,
just had a
no.
wedding. Just say, hey, having a birthday soon. I want the venue for the day. How much would it be? And let's see what they say.
That's a good question. And
It's
just
obviously
pull
gonna
up
be way
in our
lower.
wedding
It's calling me
suits.
lower.
Yeah. But you can't lie to them, right? Because when you show up and it's a wedding, they're
What are
like,
they gonna do?
You can't be like, it's a birthday. Happy
real.
birthday to Matthew and his would-be partner. Like, what? How do you even fake
We're
that?
walking down the aisle to happy
What would
birthday.
they do? You already pay them. Day's already confirmed. Hey, sorry, buddies.
What if you just say,
decided-
I'm having a special day of my life? You don't specify. What if they ask, what is it? Well,
I don't know.
What is it?
we don't
They'll
want to put a
probably-
label on it yet. You can say that.
They were like, well, when we make the bill, you're gonna have to put a label on it. they're like, all right, either a
We're
wedding.
not exactly comfortable telling you guys what we're doing in your venue.
It's a very private decision.
Oh yeah, 100%. Yeah, I don't know. That's a good thing. I know what we did when we were like finding like flowers and decorations and stuff. If you put like say we were looking like wedding favors, it was like $40, $50, $60 for like a pack of things. But if we just did like party favors,
Yeah.
it went down to like $10, $15.
So why is everything around weddings so expensive?
Because
It's
they
just the
can.
business.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Who
It's-
sets these like why?
The
Why
market sets it.
It's just like everyone wants the best of the best for their wedding nowadays, and it's like,
So everybody knows people willing to spend a lot of money. So
yeah,
people
like
just juice you guys out more.
oh yeah, like if you have like they'll kind of play on like the bride's vision or like the groom's vision, and be like, all right, you have this vision, and if you want to get it exactly like that, then you got to fork up
30, 40 grand.
30, 40 grand. That's how it goes.
Why didn't you just do it at Joshua Tree? You
Too
could
hot.
just-
In
too
May,
hot.
it was gonna be too hot.
Yeah.
And we have a lot of like older folks in like my family, her family, like our grandparents and stuff. And we're like, we're not gonna make them.
So you guys did think about Joshua Tree.
We thought about it. Our big places were either somewhere in Oregon, Joshua Tree, Big Sur, and then Big Bear, Lake Overhead area, or our 4 that we're doing. We crossed out Portland pretty fast just because
Too far.
for everyone to travel. Joshua Tree just because of the weather, and so we were split between Big Sur and then we ended up doing it Lake Gregory. And I think what sold it was she went to Big Bear, I think when he came down for Christmas, maybe. Yeah, Christmas, because it was in December. And she went up there and she fell in love with the wedding coordinator up there. And
Oh,
she was like-
really?
Mhm.
The person sold the venue.
The person sold the venue,
Wow.
1,000%.
Great sales.
Great.
Yeah, she was great. I mean, she handled like the day of and the night before. She was like on top of everything. Like she was like, "All right, you go, you go, you go, you go." When we were supposed to walk down for the actual
Oh,
ceremony.
yeah,
part.
yeah.
And during the rehearsal dinner, she was like, "All right, this is exactly how it's gonna go. This is where you're gonna stand. This is how you're gonna walk in. This is the order things are gonna go." And like the entire planning process, she walked through Bella the entire way, and it was insane.
So
I think,
the 30K included her fee as well.
yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah, so it was like cause where we got married at the lodge, it's kind of like it was like an older kind of venue that got bought out fairly recently. So it was like a whole new
Setup and everything.
setup and management thing.
Yeah.
And then the girl Michelle, who was our coordinator, came from somewhere in Santa Monica where she did weddings, like for something with UCLA. I don't know what UCLA does with weddings, but
Okay.
that area.
Yeah. Westwood.
And they brought her over Westwood, yeah. And they brought her over to kind of like revamp the whole setup. Mm-hmm.
So for wedding planning in general, I have no idea, like what stresses a person
I don't
has.
either.
But like what stressed you the most? Because my biggest stress would be, what if this other person just leaves, ditches me at the wedding day,
That's
bro?
what you'd be
Imagine.
thinking?
No, I'd be like, yo, if we're spending all this money and one of us, like even God forbid, like one of us just like ditch on the day of, bro. I've seen so many Bollywood movies where this happens.
Like leaving at the altar.
Like I grew up
kinda
watching
stuff.
movies where this stuff happened all the time. Like you're doing a wedding, and either the groom or the bride is just like confiding in their family, they're crying, and then they're like, "Yeah, let's not do it." These are movies, these are Bollywood
Yeah,
movies.
yeah.
I've seen this a lot. So that would be one of my like biggest stress points. What was
Yeah.
your biggest stress?
My biggest stress, honestly, I don't know. I think it was just kind of like the idea of the day either not going right or something happening the day of, where I wanted it to be like a good, smooth, perfect day for Bella and like for both of us. And I think I was more stressed of like, oh, what if something happens, like a medical emergency or someone crashes the wedding or
You were worried about somebody crashing the
I
wedding?
was, yeah, well, because
Oh.
the lake that we were at, it was just a public lake and
Yeah,
then a
yeah.
public park, like a couple blocks down the road.
What would you have done? Somebody comes in,
I don't know. I mean, we had
grabs a seat,
it was
grabs some
like
food.
part of the thing includes like a forest ranger, like kind of patrolling
Yeah.
the outskirts of it. So like we had someone there.
But
like,
how do you like tell somebody, yo, you're not you're not part
Yeah,
of the
what would you
wedding?
do? What would
Somebody's
you do,
like,
bro?
yo, no, I know this guy. We go way back. Yeah, sure, Matthew.
honestly, I might fall for it because I'm so bad with faces. Like
What
if
if
he
he
knows,
told you I'm actually the cousin of your bride's
Well, I know that because she only got 2 cousins, and I know both of
Or
them.
you know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah.
or like an aunt's brother, or like some.
I don't know what I would do. I would probably, honestly, I'd probably get my little brother, who's
Just-
twice my size, to escort him out.
You would ask for them, really?
Yeah, well, because I don't know, you haven't seen Justin in a while, but he's like 6'4", 250 right now. He's massive. He's like twice my size, and I'm like, he's the best man. I'm like, hey, that's your job. Go
Dude,
figure it
I
out.
would love to have wedding crashers. I honestly am looking forward to that. I would love
At
that.
the end of the night, I
Yeah.
think I would have been down. Like I wouldn't have cared at the end of the night. But like
If
during
he
the
was just
ceremony, yeah, dancing, I don't care. Anyone could show up. Some guy taking a walk.
What if he goes and slams like a whole wine bottle?
Go for it. We had extras.
No, I know. Or like, you know, something
Yeah.
stupid like that.
I
He
don't
just
know.
goes on the dance floor, slamming a wine bottle,
They're slamming a wine
punches some
bottle.
dude in the face.
Oh, if he punches a dude in the face, then we're moshing in the.
They're
throwing a
moshing
fight.
the dance floor.
Yeah, but I don't know.
Oh,
I
man.
don't think I actually had a plan for any of that. I think I was just
Yeah.
kind of like, it was more of like I knew it wasn't gonna happen, but it was more of like an anxiety kind of thing. Where,
But you're also a pretty low stress guy.
yeah, I try to be low stress as much
Yeah.
as I can. It's just easier to be that way.
Yeah.
So
Did you save up for your wedding?
yeah, we saved up for. I mean, we were blessed that her parents paid for like the majority, and that my parents paid for some too. But we were in charge of like the party favors, like little decorations here and there and stuff. So we weren't super burdened. We got lucky with that, where most of the cost was with our parents that helped out and grandparents.
God
Technically,
bless him.
technically, marriage is just like a. Technically, do you need a spouse? I'm thinking about all this right now, right? And I'm like, yo, like this is very expensive.
It's very
It
technically
is.
speaking, you could just do a wedding, right, at a court or something.
Yeah.
Have like
Mhm.
your closest friends and family. You sign the papers, do the deal,
Yeah.
and then it's pretty much done.
Yeah, I had a friend that did that exact same thing. Maybe, what is today? The 4th, like 2 weeks ago.
Mm.
He lives in Idaho, and he got married to his girlfriend, the Tetons, Grand Tetons.
In the Grand Teens?
And it was maybe, I think it was like 20 or 30 of their family members.
Mm-hmm.
They just went out there, got a officiant, did the marriage, and then went to like a diner at the end of the day.
Hey, whatever works.
Just a small thing. I think it just teach their own.
Honestly, the whole grand wedding thing, that's more for the girl, right? I mean,
Mhm.
would you have really cared so much?
I didn't care. I could have been totally happy just doing the courthouse and
Yeah.
doing that.
Just
As long as
going
I
to,
was,
like,
as long as I was
Applebee's
marrying
afterwards?
her, I was fine.
Yeah.
Applebee's, I would have been down.
Really?
$1 margarita a night.
So is it more of a girl thing, like having your perfect wedding and stuff?
To me, it is.
Because I would like a
Yeah.
wedding with people. Yeah, sure. I mean,
Yeah.
I'm not gonna. But do I want to go like all out?
Grand.
No, I don't. I don't want to do an Ambani style wedding. You know what the Ambani style, the
Mhm.
Indians? Yeah,
Mhm.
they spent $650 million
ridiculous.
approximately
Christ.
on their wedding, which
That's
is not much, because the average Indian family,
Me
the
sitting here
average
with
Indian
30
family
grand.
spends like 30 to 40% of the net worth on their,
That's insane.
child's wedding.
That's
so
insane.
That's insane.
in the grand scheme of things, they actually didn't spend that much money.
I would want a destination wedding.
A destination.
me,
that
that
is
would be cool.
expensive.
That is
brother.
expensive.
That's the most expensive style of wedding ever.
No, not necessarily.
How come?
So I actually, I mean, I know this is Instagram, but I did pop up, and they were like, everyone thinks destination weddings are expensive. I think it was in Dominican Republic or Spain or something like that. And
no, it's Spain.
yeah, I'm not kidding. It was like I've seen one with Spain. I've seen one like the Dominican Republic. Obviously, if you're going to like Italy or something, it's going to be crazy, right? But if you do, there's like package deals, and then it'll be like 15 to 20 grand for like you guys plus like 20 people, and then it'll include like housing, food. I don't know if it includes flights. I'm not too sure about that, but it includes like,
Housing
everything.
for the guests.
Yeah,
For how many days?
for like a week.
Oh wow.
Yeah,
A week.
like a week.
No way. It's 20 grand, bro.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know. I've never done
Yeah.
it, but that's what the video definitely said. Yeah, it was. They were like, you guys are spending like 40 grand in the States on like a wedding for 200 people that you guys don't even know. When we were just bringing like a tight knit group of people, like having fun for like 20 grand.
Yeah.
Interesting.
That is
So it's like
interesting.
to each their own. But to me, I'd prefer, even if it was more money, I'd prefer to do something like that where it's like a cool experience with like
Yeah.
with a few people.
Something that makes no sense to me though is the cost of wedding rings, like an engagement ring.
Oh yeah.
Like those are hefty.
They are hefty.
That's a lot of money.
Yeah.
That to me doesn't. I don't. I've thought about that, and I'm like, why am I spending like maybe 10 grand on a ring that somebody's gonna wear and might lose someday. It's very easy to lose rings.
It is.
Mm-hmm.
But it's also you're buying a diamond, right? So it's not like going to devalue. So it's like
Yeah, but I don't want her to sell the diamond. You know what I'm saying?
Well, if you guys get divorced, you probably will.
so then
I'm
why?
selling the diamond.
Huh? You're selling? Well, that's if she gives it back,
That is
buddy.
true.
So do you guys? Did you
You
guys?
can give her yours back, and you
I
can
know,
take the
huh?
diamond.
So did you guys both get each other rings? Is that like she
Yeah.
bought your ring, and you
Mhm.
bought hers?
Yeah, so I bought her engagement ring, obviously, and then her wedding band, and then she bought this wedding band for me. So.
Oh, so it's engagement ring and then a wedding band.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So
it's
which
two-
one is a diamond on?
They both have diamonds on them.
Oh, they both
At
do,
least
okay.
you can either do it or not do it. But hers both have. It's like one big diamond for the engagement ring, and then the wedding band is like a string of like super small diamonds across.
Oh, gotcha. So the day of the wedding, when you like gave her the ring, or like, can you be my wife or whatever? Which one did you give her?
The wedding band on the wedding day.
Gotcha.
Mhm,
And when you
then-
proposed, it was a wedding
Mhm.
ring,
Yeah, or
How much
the
was it?
engagement ring.
engagement ring. Sorry.
Yeah.
Gotcha. Wow.
Mm-hmm.
How much did you spend in total, and all these costs?
In
we know the
total.
venue was $30,000. That
Uh-huh.
much we know.
My ring wasn't that bad. I think this ring, I think it was maybe $300, and then
Guys are going to be less though. You're not gonna
Yeah.
have a diamond ring.
Mhm.
Yeah.
yeah, we got her wedding band. We got lucky because we bought it during like Mother's Day sales,
okay.
so we got a Mother's Day discount,
Yeah.
which was nice. And I think that one was, I don't remember how much that one was actually. Maybe around the $400 to $500 range. Ish,
Okay.
so it wasn't too bad.
Yeah.
The engagement ring, that one hurt my
That one hurt.
that one hurt my pocket though a little bit. That one, that was in the 1,000+ range.
Okay.
Easily.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think I'm just gonna give my wife a paper flower. Like here's a
Paper
you know,
flower?
as I don't
paper
really
ring.
think like you should give materialistic things to people.
Mhm.
I do believe though, like as a man, you're supposed to provide and you're supposed. So in my culture, not culture actually, under like in Islam, you're supposed to give when you marry somebody. You give the guy is supposed to give at least 6 months of income to the woman, just as a safety net. Like let's say the guy drops out, she has 6 months of income to like basically.
That's
live on.
insane.
That's a lot of
That
money,
is a
right?
lot
That's
of
a lot
money.
of money. So like,
That's way more than a ring.
yeah, exactly. So
That's
that's
half
like,
my salary. That's
yeah,
half a
exactly. But
year.
that to me that the concept of that makes sense because that's to protect the woman, right? And in like and culturally before, like women used to be very oppressed, and like men used to do this all the time. They would marry somebody, like ditch the woman, and she would be left with nothing, and she'd leave her family. So obviously it makes sense, but. If I'm already gonna do that, like 6 months of my income, which is a lot of money, right? And then on top of that, an engagement ring. On top of that, a wedding. Like, come on, that's way too much. So I would rather. I'm not gonna spend
Yeah.
money on a ring per se because like it doesn't make sense to me.
You
I
say
just
that
don't-
now. That's all I know. You say that now. I think everything is based on circumstances.
I think it's
bro.
a test, bro. Like if this person loves me, let's say God willing, my wife loves me. She can't leave me because I didn't get her a diamond. I'm sorry.
No, bro, but that's also kind of selfish. Like,
It's kind of like because I mean
How
I
is it
didn't
selfish?
expect to
You
be
think
married.
it's selfish?
in a way, I mean, you don't have to get her a diamond ring, right?
Yeah.
But you can get her like maybe like a ruby or something cool. You know what I'm saying? But you don't have to
Max
get
I'm spending is $999.
$1,000.
Penny over that. No, a penny over that. It's I'm out.
Over.
I want to spend under $1,000 for my mental psyche.
Which is fine.
Yeah.
I mean, get a low materialist. I mean, you know what I mean?
Low
maintenance girl.
materialist,
Sorry,
what does that
low maintenance girl. I didn't mean material.
No, I did-
non-materialistic. Low maintenance. Yeah.
$999 is the maximum spending on my wedding ring.
Yeah.
$999. $999.
I mean, you can
Well,
probably find a good deal
yeah.
for those. Yeah.
You can. You can do it, bro. I'm saying you have to get something though.
Okay, I have a wild theory, all right? What if, and you might think I'm a terrible person for this. This might be even more selfish. But what if you get your wife a fake diamond, but it looks super realistic, right?
Like what's it called? Like a moissanite.
Moissanite. This is a really common occurrence. Most
Really?
girls want these because you can get a way bigger ring that looks like a diamond for
Yeah.
a fraction of the cost.
Yeah.
Okay, perfect. Yeah.
Yeah, you get
but my
moissanite,
thing
right?
is, you kind of like,
You're duping them.
yeah,
Yeah.
but in a way, you're like, you don't let them know until like 5-6 years when you're like financially successful, and then you're like, yo,
Switch it out.
Let
without
me
them knowing.
just tell you something, man. Like I gave you the wrong ring. Here's the actual ring.
Actual ring. Oh man.
No, but
Is that something? Is that selfish to do?
no?
What do you think?
I think with that
you are kind of lying to them, though.
you should have a if you can have a conversation about that with your significant other, then
Imagine
you're
that's
marrying the
like
wrong girl, bro.
Yeah.
And
It
you
was-
should be honest. You should be like,
Yeah.
yeah, here's a
If she's not
fake
okay with
diamond.
that, Like if you guys genuinely are not like financially okay, and then she wants like a fucking $5,000 ring, $10,000 ring, and obviously you guys can't afford it,
Yeah.
and she's not cool with it, then it's like, okay, you're with the wrong chick.
Okay, let's break it down. Why do girls want diamonds?
Because
as
Macy's. Macy's created this theme in 1920s. This was not a thing before the 1920s, diamond rings.
So it's a marketing scheme
By Macy's.
that got popularized into American culture.
Yes.
Every girl now wants a diamond.
Yes.
But if every girl already has a diamond, how are they distinguished? Like what makes
Because they're living up to the expectation of what it is to be a girl.
so there is but the thing is having a diamond on your hand as a girl like a symbol that I have a man who's legit, who's employed, or who can provide for me. Is that what it means?
I don't think girls think that deep into it.
So they literally just want it for the look of it.
Yeah, and
That's
to
what
say
you're
that they're
saying.
married too, right? To like, hey, I'm societally acceptable.
Like the
I'm
diamonds is like that seal on the paper. Is that what it is?
I don't know. I don't even know if I'm getting a diamond. I'm gonna get some gem though, something cool. I don't know, diamond, but
But my point is like the price
Yeah.
point, right? Like
Yeah.
what is the? I want to know the our quantitative left, but like I think the average money somebody spends on an
ring?
engagement ring is probably what, like $5,000.
I think it's like two months of your income or something like that. I think that's
Ish,
I've
yeah.
heard something like that, like 2 months.
But people are spending thousands of dollars.
Yeah, thousands of
on
course.
rings.
Yeah.
And I'm just trying to understand the woman's point of view on this, because as guys, like, do you care what type of ring you get?
Oh no, my engagement ring was a $2 Temu ring. That's what I wore around.
Yeah, like,
So yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I mean, I don't care as long as it looks cool.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's all
but
I
you don't
cared
care how
about.
much it costs.
No.
Like if it's like $10, Alexis tells you, "Look, this is $10." Would you care?
I mean,
Yeah, it does. I see your face. I see that. You're like, whoa, hold on a second.
I don't really care. I mean, as long as it looks cool and maybe.
But if she tells you, "Hey, babe, I got a really good deal, $9.99, $9."
No, okay. Honestly, I would want it quality. I would want it like, I don't know, like something legit.
It looks awesome, but it's there's nothing to it. It's all just like a bouquet.
It's like plastic.
Yeah.
No, I wouldn't want a plastic.
So you do. So there you go. You
Yeah,
have a
yeah.
preference too. You want something that's cool.
Yeah, I don't
Why-
want a
why
plastic
is that?
motherfucking ring, dude.
Why is that though? Because I wouldn't mind a plastic ring, to be honest. I do not care.
Yeah, I
But
said
why-
she could propose to me with a ring pop, and I'd say yes.
Oh no, I would still say yes, of course.
Yeah.
Maybe I would buy it myself. I don't. It's not about. That's the point to me. It's not about the money, but I would want something cool
So why do you want something cool? That's my question.
because I don't want to wear some junk on my hand. I don't like that.
So why?
Why?
Because you just want something that like is.
It feels good. I don't know. I feel
But
like
can you really feel a difference between what a diamond ring feels
no,
like?
I don't
and
care
a-
about diamond ring. But I'm just saying, like, if it's 30, like I've bought rings before that are like $30, and
Yeah.
they're like steel, right?
Yeah,
And that's fine with me. I just want like something quality, something
Yeah.
decent about it.
I understand that, but you can't feel the quality, can you?
Yeah,
of a
of
ring?
course, 100%. There's weight to a ring.
Yeah.
There's curvature to the ring. Yeah.
But what if it feels the same? It's the same comfort level, man. But it's a plastic.
I don't give a
ring.
fuck if it's $5. If it's if
Why? So you don't care about the price?
I don't. As long as it's
So
quality.
your preference is comfort.
Yeah.
You want it to feel good.
feel good. Yeah.
So you don't care. It could be like $1, but it feels good.
No, bro. I bought rings before from like Thailand for like $2. I wear
and
them.
they feel
Yeah,
good.
Feel
Yeah.
good. It's quality.
So your preference as a man. See, I'm trying to understand you. So your preference as a man when it comes to rings is comfort. For you, what is that?
I honestly don't have a preference. Like I liked because I don't really wear flashy jewelry or anything, anything. So I was like, okay, if I'm gonna spend money on jewelry, I might as well do it on my wedding ring. So like I like this one just because it was like I like the wood kind of feel to it. Because like, I didn't want like a basic gold or
It looks cool.
like yeah, it was pretty cool.
Looks cool.
Like I didn't want like a black one or like a gold one or anything. Like I want a little bit more like a pop to it really. But like I didn't really care where or how much it was. But I know Bella was like, oh no, spend a little bit more. It's your wedding ring. You want it to last because I mean this ring's gonna last forever. So
Yeah.
I wanted to spend a little bit more on it just so
That's also your style.
yeah, and it's more my style. Just kind of like low key. It's not super flashy. It's
Yeah.
not like a giant like a Super Bowl ring or
But
anything.
you're super outdoors, like wood. It kind of
Yeah,
goes with
mhm.
it. Yeah.
It goes with the outdoors. I like the word outdoors. I
Yeah.
mean, we met going outdoors to Joshua Tree, like our
Right.
first date, I guess.
Oh, that's where you met her. Like
Mhm.
you.
Well,
like our
right.
first official date when we started dating was at
Joshua
Joshua
Tree.
Tree. Yeah.
Interesting.
Mhm. And I mean, we did meet each other on a just like a group trip, I guess too. So it's just like our thing has always been like, let's go do stuff that like we're not super big like international. Like eventually we want to get there, but like we're big in like kind of road tripping. We like driving and just seeing where we can go, kind of stuff.
How did you propose to your wife?
That was a fun day. So one of our mutual friends, Zoe, who is her maid of honor, helped me plan. She's like a expert planner and things, and I'm like not the greatest planner of stuff. So what we did was her and then another one of my friends drove down to Laguna Beach it's called Moss Point. It's right near where the bunker is.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Off of PCH in Crystal Cove. And there's like a rock kind of alcove on the water. And they put a bunch of roses and stuff. And I told her, hey, let's go to Laguna for a day and go check out the Taco Bell cantina because she's a big fan of Taco Bell. And that's where they'll serve alcohol with
The smoothie.
like the Baja
Blast.
Baja Blast.
Yeah.
It's like alcoholic Baja Blast.
Yeah.
And she was like, oh, I want to go try it. Like I never been. It's like, oh, let's get dressed up and pretend we're doing like a fancy day. And then we'll go to Taco Bell in Laguna Beach and stuff. And she was like, okay. Did all that. And then we drove to the point and we walked down. It's like a set of stairs into like a little cove kind of area. And she saw like the rose petals and everything. And she was like, oh, look, I think someone's having a picnic. And I was like, oh, yeah, maybe let's go walk over there and check it out. I told her, put your purse down. She's like, why? And I was like, just put your purse down. And I walked over there. Kind of blacks out a little bit because I was nervous. I was super nervous.
You forgot?
Like,
really?
I did, yeah. Like I thought, like I knew, like I didn't have any non-confidence that she wasn't gonna say yes. Like I knew she was gonna say yes no matter what. But it's still like the most nerve-wracking thing I've ever done.
Really?
Oh,
Proposing to your wife?
Proposing was way more nerve-wracking than the actual wedding day. 1,000%.
You were 22?
I was 22, yeah.
You weren't afraid about if she would say yes or no.
No, I wasn't afraid.
So what were you nervous about then?
I don't know. I think it's just kind of like giving that vulnerability up to her in that point in front of, like, we had a photographer, friends in public and everything, and it was just kind of like blocking all of that out and then just kind of focusing on her and not anything else. It's saying, hey, I love you and I want to love you forever for the rest of our lives, and like just kind of proclaiming that out loud in like words, and then the ring, obviously.
So your friends were hiding, kind of.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So it was a public proposal, essentially.
It was kind of the only friends that were there was Zoe and then another groomsman, Jared. They were there setting up, and then we had our photographer. And
so
then
you did have a photographer.
We did have a photographer. Yeah.
Interesting.
Mm-hmm.
Intense.
That's good. Yeah, I
Yeah.
understand now.
22 years
Yeah.
old.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So I was stressed, but then she said yes. We took like pictures, and then we came back, and like I knew there was like gonna be family and stuff at home, but then it ended up being like a big kind of like a surprise engagement party for both of us, where I think a good amount of friends. I don't know if were you guys there?
Nope, no, wasn't invited.
Oh, my bad. I wasn't in control of the invite list at that point.
Nobody else knew me though except you.
Yeah, I think because it was mostly her family that planned it, because it was at her house.
Yeah.
You were 22 when you proposed to your wife.
Mm-hmm.
Now, a lot of people might say that's very young.
Mm-hmm.
What made you believe that you were ready for marriage and for that next big step in your life?
I was in love. I think that's all it takes. I think there's like a whole stipulation with, if you're married, you need to be either financially stable or like you have to have a career. You have to do all that. But I think if you're just in love, you're with the person, then they're going to help support you to get to whatever career you want to do. And you don't have to have a career separate from them.
I agree. Would you say people who use that as an excuse are just afraid and live in fear of taking that next step?
I mean, I wouldn't say anybody specifically would be afraid, but I mean, it's just teach their own. And it's like, I came from the perspective where I'm like, I'm going to marry you any day. We're not guaranteed tomorrow. So why am I going to push it off until we're 55?
That's what I hear a lot from younger people getting married.
Yeah.
So help me fill this equation. If a guy loves a girl, that equals marriage. Yes or no? If a guy truly loves a girl, that should equal marriage. Right?
Personally, if you want to, yeah. If you want to. But I feel like if you're kind of like forced into a marriage, then it's not going to thrive or like be fruitful in that kind of way. It's more of like marriage is a thing where, like, as like with Christianity and stuff, it's like a commitment that we're going to love each other through God or Jesus Christ and stuff. But like colloquialist society, like if you really love the person, you can get married and get married. If you don't want to, or you feel like you need to do certain things with yourself and accomplish your own goals first before you feel like you're ready to get married, then it's up to you. Like I don't think there's any correct way to do a timetable for that.
I think you said something beautiful. You said like a person. No, I'm being serious. Like you said, the person that you marry is supposed to help you and support you through your journey. And a lot of people, sometimes they cite the lack of finances. There's the guy says, or even the girl says, like, listen, I'm not ready. I'm not in the financial situation. But I think a lot of people fail to realize that you don't have to be there fully. Like you can both support each other to get to that eventual point, wherever it is that might be. But you shouldn't let marriage, like be that thing that you'll only do once you're financially ready.
Yeah, because I'm like, in my mind, I'm like, I wanna live my 20s with my person, my wife. Like go explore the world, go move, make mistakes, eat different types of food, hang out with different people and stuff. And like in my mind, like I don't want to do that alone. I want to do that with my person. And it's even cooler if we got cool little matching rings to go along with it too. And it's not like, I don't see it as like like marriage isn't like this super big unattainable thing, where I think if you have enough love for a person and like enough like care and support from each other, it doesn't matter if you spend $650 million or $2 on the wedding paper. Marriage isn't about that. It's just your commitment to each other, and then personally I think it's like the commitment to God and all that.
I agree.
Yeah.
What was it like living with your wife?
Before we get, I think one thing also, I think it determines like on personality too, right? I think like because I think I was watching a movie the other day, and they were talking about they're literally talking about their daughter moving away, and the question was, do you want to come back home? And they're like, yeah, she wanted to come back home, but she loved being there more. Like, you do get what I'm saying? So, like, you can be in love with the person and be ready for marriage also, but you might be in love with the idea of becoming more financially stable, more than that. Or you can feel, like, the idea of, like, traveling more than that. And because what comes with marriage, like he was ready to move in with the girl, right? I don't think a lot of people are ready for that.
You think you're ready?
No, I'm not.
Why not
to move in together. No, because I like I told you, financially, I'm not capable of putting like proper roof over her head or like
you can.
food on the table.
That's not true.
No.
That's not true. Come
It
on,
is
we
true.
know this. That's not true.
No,
That is true.
But I mean, it depends like what you see as like, if you're not ready, then you're not ready. You know,
Yeah.
like you can't, like it's not like a thing where someone tells you like, oh, you should be married by this point, or you should be married, or like if you're past this age, then there's no point in getting married.
Right.
XYZ. It's kind of like I think it's like a personal journey.
Yeah.
For each.
How big is this warehouse? If it comes down to it, this is look, bro. Your podcast studio. This could be. You could break down the walls. You could use this as a living room.
I'm not having my girl sleep in a warehouse, bro.
I think Alexis will be down if it comes down to that.
Yeah, she would be. She's like ride or die like that. But I personally am not
There you
comfortable
go.
with that. I'm not comfortable
There
with
you
that.
go,
Yeah,
man.
no. Yeah, no, thank you, brother. But at the end of the day, it is what it is, man.
It does depend on different personalities.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Why aren't you? It's the same question. Why aren't you married?
I have nobody in my life.
But
I
you
wish.
can if you wanted to.
The thing is, it takes time, but for me personally speaking, mine's not a financial thing. Finances is a part of it, but I just have to learn more.
Are you prepared to give a girl half of your income right now? No. Yeah, exactly.
Maybe, but listen, it's not about
it's
me.
the
It's
right
about you
girl.
right now. See,
Yeah.
don't put this on me, but because I have nobody. If I had somebody, I would marry them.
But you're stopping yourself from finding somebody right now.
Listen.
I think he's waiting for like the right person though.
Yeah,
You know?
exactly. That's what
Look at no, it's simply not true.
I'm trying to help you
I
here.
can say
Well,
that's
hold on a
not
second.
true.
Hold on a second. So, what was it like though, living with the person you married?
Just completely changing the topic.
No, I'm curious because a lot of people say this, right? They're like,
Uh-huh.
well, marriage is completely different because you're living with this person, right? And it's like you don't know how they are actually.
Yeah.
This is one thing I hear. So how was that? How was that dynamic?
We're both very compatible and we have similar interests and stuff. Like, I'm not gonna lie, she's in charge of all the decorating and decor and all of our apartments. He saw our first apartment.
Yeah.
It was
Naturally.
all
Girls do that.
yeah, it's just like that. I have my little corner with my computer, my Legos, and everything. But like, I think we're both very kind of laid back, and we're very similar in routines, kind of stuff. Like, we're both more morning people than super late night people. Like, we kind of switched. Maybe in like the last year or two, we both became more morning persons. So it's like we didn't have one of us being out until like 2, 3 in the morning, or being up super late, and the other one being asleep. Some days that would happen, like if she had like a birthday party to go to, but I had work in the morning, I'd be like, okay, you're fine, go for that, do that. I'm not stressed out about it. But we both were very understanding. We had very similar routines, similar interests. We'd go to work, come back, we'd watch. I think our biggest show that we watched was The Walking Dead. Watch it every night with dinner, and then we just go to bed, and it was just kind of a little routine. Weekends we'd go on a hike or the farmer's market. But no, it was I thought it was going to be really hard, kind of like moving in with someone. Like, I mean, just in general, living with someone is going to be like a big just adjustment and everything. But it felt very smooth in that transition from living separately to living together. Like, it was kind of like, oh, wow, this is...
So
cool.
routine orientation is like a big deal, you think?
Yeah, routine, and then setting aside time for each other too was really big for helping just our relationship grow in general.
So what if one of you guys was like very spontaneous and the other was like very like super strict on their schedule? How do you think that would turn out?
I mean, it worked out. I mean, we've both at times, like, I'd be either super spontaneous. I'm like, hey, you want to go to Alaska for spring break?
Yeah.
Or she'd be like, oh, there's a Halloween party going on tomorrow. Do you want to come to this Halloween party? And I'd be like, I don't really want to, or kind of things where we'd both ebbed and flowed in those different kind of ways, where different seasons of our life where either I was way more spontaneous and outgoing than she was, or she'd be way more spontaneous and outgoing than I was. And it's just finding that balance and respect for each other's space and time that really helped figure it out, and not feeling like just because I'm not going out doesn't mean she can't go out, or vice versa. If she's going out doesn't mean I have to go out too.
Speaking of space and time, so if you were angry, or well, you're a pretty chill guy, but I'm sure there's times where you get angry, like maybe she did something, or a conversation it's getting heated, right? How would that play out? Like you guys are in this apartment together, and are you guys not talking to it? How do you sort out your
our quarrels?
Yeah, your quarrels. Yeah.
I mean, we just really, like, we talked it out, a lot of it. Like, our biggest, like, I'd say the biggest successor in our relationship is our communication.
Oh, really?
Like 1,000%, where we're not gonna go to other people and
for sure
trash about them, or we're not gonna, like, we have a thing, like, we're not gonna ever go to bed mad at each other.
Oh, really?
Where if it's like 11:30, 12, and I got work and we get in a fight, we're not going to bed until we figure it out.
Wow, I respect that.
That's crazy.
That's amazing.
It's good, bro. It's good.
We
That's
try.
very
Like, there's
healthy.
times where, like, she'll be trying to talk to me, and I'll be like, I don't want to talk to you right now. I'm mad. Like, XYZ. But I'm like, I go back and I'm like, you know what? Like, is this fight really worth it? Is it something that I'm willing to take into the next day? Like, I love you. You're my partner and everything. Like, why are we gonna continue this?
Yeah.
And then tomorrow, like, obviously we're human and we have fights that last a couple days.
Are you guys talking about? I think my question was: are you guys talking about it immediately, or are you guys taking some time and then talking about it?
Depends on, like, the scale of the fight. So, like, sometimes if it's like a really big fight, like, I'm gonna go take a shower. I'm gonna go cool off real quick. She's like, I'm gonna go outside and read for a little bit. We have a little cool down time, so, like, let our emotions calm down. And then usually within like an hour, we'll come back.
An hour.
Mm-hmm.
See, that's something.
That's fast.
Yeah, that's
Yeah,
fast.
I'm
not like that at all.
Yeah, we try. Like,
That's
I mean,
good.
obviously there's sometimes where we'll be like in big fights where it'll take a couple hours.
Yeah.
Maybe
Only
a couple days.
hours.
That's-
Damn.
Yeah,
man.
like, I think the
Crazy.
longest, I don't think we've gone longer than a day in, like, a fight or an argument or anything. We try to nip everything in the bud as much as possible and not carry it into more, or let it seep over into more things. We try to keep each fight our argument. Like we don't argue that much, but I mean,
Yeah.
living with someone, you're gonna have
Yeah, of course.
arguments, disagreements, and stuff. But we try to nip it in the bud as soon as possible.
Like
Because
contain it.
it
Yeah.
because like we're in love. Why are we gonna let
Yeah.
these things overpower what we feel for each other? Like we're gonna get through this together, and we don't see it as me versus you. It's us versus the problem, kind of thing. You know what I mean?
That's good.
That's really smart.
Yeah, we try to keep it like we see
Us
each other
versus the problem.
Yeah.
A lot of people.
She thought of that one. That's her.
Yeah,
that's really smart,
That's versus
bro.
the pro. That's interesting.
Wow. Because usually people look at it me versus you.
Yeah.
They don't look at this third thing as an entity at all. That's really good, man.
Yeah.
I'm thinking about Malcolm and Marie right now, the movie.
Yeah.
And this is the complete opposite
One
of that.
versus one. Yeah.
Yeah. One. Have you seen the movie, Malcolm?
No,
and Marie?
I haven't.
Oh, you watch that with her.
Yeah.
I mean,
Oh yeah, it's intense.
yeah, you can watch it. It's
so
intense.
intense. Great
It's
movie.
very.
though.
What's it
Have you-
called?
do you like movies around like young married people? or-
Yeah.
Oh,
I
have
saw
you seen Marriage Story?
Yeah, that's what. Just
What'd you
what I
think of
bring
that
up.
movie?
I love that movie.
beautiful.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I never saw Kylo Ren act like that before in Star Wars, so
Oh yeah, right.
caught me off guard.
Yeah. Yeah.
Mhm.
But yeah,
Adam
Malcolm
Driver.
and Marie
Yeah.
is the movie,
Yeah.
Yeah,
and
I'll put it on my list.
it's on Netflix. Yeah.
Washington. What's his name?
Denzel.
Not Denzel.
John David Washington.
John David Washington and
Zendaya.
Oh,
Yeah.
Yeah.
yeah. I'll
All
take it.
black and white. Great movie.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it's black and white.
That's cool. I
It was
love
made
black and
during
white.
COVID.
Yeah.
I'll take a look at it.
That's completely opposite of what
What you're talking about.
It's very yeah. Yeah,
Very
that's what you're
opposite.
telling me is healthy stuff. What the movie is toxic to like the max.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow,
But I
I'll put it
guess
on my
they do
list.
communicate to each other.
They communicate instantly though. Instantly.
Bro.
Into the fucking moon.
to the max.
I think you know what? Every married couple should watch Malcolm and Marie as an example of what not to be. In my opinion.
Yeah.
Because
I'll
that
put it on my
is
list.
like
If you're a very emotional person naturally, I think you should work on that before jumping in a relationship. Because people, I mean, naturally, people are gonna do things that aren't going to be to your expectation, right? Or they're not going to be to your standard. And so you need to figure out how to communicate properly. And because the thing is, right, I guarantee there's stuff maybe that she's told you and that you're like, wow, that kind of sucks. Like, I wish that wasn't the case, or vice versa. You tell her something,
Yeah.
she was like, I wish that would, right? And a lot of times, I think for older people, especially because they have more experiences, they've done more things without that person. And maybe some of those things aren't so good, right? Or not the best things to do. And so I'm just speaking about Malcolm and Marie. And so in that case, they're attacking each other like personally. And if you're not able to contain your emotions and figure out, like, I'm naturally an emotional person, I need to like calm down, figure it out, then you jump into a relationship. Or else you're naturally just going to explode. Like that's just your personality in the moment.
Yeah, 100%. Where I'm like I know I said like nothing can stop you from marriage, but there's definitely things you need to be able to work on in yourself before even committing, because you can't fully commit to someone if you're not fully committed to yourself. You know what I mean?
You can't expect the other person to fix you either.
Yeah, like you're not getting into a relationship for therapy.
Exactly.
You're getting into a relationship because you have interest in that person, you want to support that person, you have similar interests or anything. And like, yeah, obviously if your partner is going through something, you want to
support them.
be able to support them and stuff, but they shouldn't be your they shouldn't be your therapist per se. You know?
I think that's a huge like problem right now, at least with so like the dating culture, is just because the thing is, right, like I said, the more experiences you have, the more shitty things you're going to do. That's just the way time works, right? And so I think with going out with so many people, eventually a girl or guy is like, now I'm looking for someone to fill that void or to help me out, or you know what I'm saying? And this is like a constant thing. And the more you go into this hole, you know what I'm saying? The more you're going to have issues in your
the
head.
thing is, you also develop different types of olds. You know what I'm saying?
Olds?
Like no, just like wants, and just like I want somebody to fulfill my baseball like I want somebody to know baseball. I'm trying to look for somebody.
Holes.
Like yeah, like I mean like
No,
you,
bro,
you-
but like obviously, you're not going into a relationship that you're hoping she plays baseball.
no,
like,
but I'm
likes
saying like
baseball.
people like are becoming so specific. That's what I'm saying.
Oh.
That's what I'm saying. Like they're like looking for somebody who understands baseball or like knows
Yeah.
something. That's what I'm saying.
Okay.
Like I'm agreeing with what you're saying.
Yeah,
is
yeah. Okay. I
When
see.
you
Yeah.
like when you like
Is there an experience that you're thinking about?
no, but I'm
Yourself
just like
or
in
another?
generally like just thinking about people, and I'm like saying this concept of going from person to person just
Yes.
makes you be more picky, and that's not good because you'll
Right.
never have everything with one person. right? Like you can't have
Yeah.
something, like every single thing that you love and admire. There have to be compromises.
I think I have everything, but that's just me.
that's beautiful.
Hopefully
That's
Bella
amazing.
watches this. There you go, Bella.
Well, I do want to ask you, and I'm curious about this. How do you go about? You touched on it a little bit, but what do you do when you're having a tough conversation? Like, what's the first thing you're doing? Are you trying to like just hear the other person out, or how are you guys managing like tough conversations in general? They're like really heavy.
Definitely, yeah. What you said, like hearing each other out. Like I try to, what I do, like I can't speak on her, like her specifically. I don't know exactly what she does in her head, but I know for me, what I'll do is I try to put myself in like her shoes, in her position, and see like, okay, what did I do that made her feel this way, and if the roles were reversed, how would I feel in that situation? Empathy, kind of, yeah. Like, because I know I'll come off as kind of like, I'll say little one-off things where it's like I didn't mean it to come off like
It's like a
rude,
jab.
like as a jab or something. Like I'll make a little joke,
Yeah.
but then it'll hurt her feelings, and I'm like, I don't understand why is that hurting your feelings? Like I want you to explain it to me. Like I'll keep asking you to explain it to me.
Yeah.
And I didn't understand it for a while, but I was like, okay, let me try putting myself in her body, but not with my brain, but with her brain. You know, because in my brain, I say like, yo, your shirt, it looks weird or something like that. Like I wouldn't have a second thought to it. But if it was her and I say, oh, your shirt looks weird or funny, and she's like, oh, what's wrong with my shirt? Is there something? Is it me? Is it my body? You know, like
Classic female.
Well, that's not a real
just
example.
kidding.
I'm just saying, in general, like anything like that, where I'm like, okay, because I'm not like a super sensitive or emotional person, or at least not try to be, and like she's a little bit like more in tune with her emotions than I am. So I'm like, okay, how can this be conveyed in like a more courteous or softer way next time, and kind of put myself in her shoes to understand why these things made her feel a certain way and how I could do better next time, basically.
Is it hard for you to go through chapters of lives?
What do you mean by that? Like,
because obviously you guys got together, you were 20 still. You start 20, right? That's
Yeah.
young still. You're still, I mean, I don't even know if you are now set in your ways, right? Like at a certain point, everyone gets like this mentality, and this is kind of how you operate. But when you're younger, you're more malleable.
Yeah.
And so when maybe she's going through this phase or that phase, or you're going through this phase or that phase, is that difficult for you guys to like go through those chapters?
sometimes it can be, but I know a lot of our chapters kind of follow the same flow.
The same flow.
Of stuff, yeah. So we're very, very similar interests, very similar goals and stuff like that. Like I think right now is like one of the biggest chapter splits.
Yeah.
Where like I'm starting a new career, she's in Alaska.
Right.
She's also starting.
Right. This is a chapter.
And stuff like that. So it's like, it's a little bit hard in the moment, but I'm not, I'm not using it like as a way to knock her or anything that's like a knock on the relationship or anything.
Like you said, endgame, right? So you're just thinking about, yeah.
Yeah, where it's like
North Carolina.
Yeah, and it's like for me and her, like I'm supporting her through and through with Alaska and everything. Like, yeah, go for that. I helped her apply. Like, this is gonna be awesome.
Yeah.
Take advantage of your opportunities and stuff.
Right.
And she's the same way. She's like, oh yeah, EMT school, like go do it. Like if you, even though, because I'm only gonna be working part-time during that, she's like, I'll be able to help with any bills or anything like that. Don't worry about it. And we kind of like work together and support.
Like a team, yeah.
Yeah, it's like a team. It's like we don't see each other as individual goals, but like they're team goals.
Yeah.
Kind of.
Makes sense.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. What do you think you're ready to be a father?
Hell no. Not right now.
When is the baby's coming?
That's not until like a good, how old am I? 6 years? We'll say 30.
North Carolina time?
Yeah, definitely when we're out of California.
What if it happens? Just happens.
If it happens, it happens.
So you're not planning to be a father anytime
No,
soon?
I'm not planning. Not anytime soon. No, I'm going to enjoy just us two being married.
So 100% as of right now, leaving California.
75%.
75,
80%, yeah.
70, okay.
Like leaning towards yes.
Yeah.
But if the opportunity arises where we get an opportunity to stay or it just works out better that we stay, we're not going to fight it.
Right.
My last question is, what's your biggest advice to people who are planning to get married, and then 2, people who just got married?
My biggest
So
advice.
it's a 2-part question.
Uh-huh.
1 to people who are planning to get married, and then
Uh-huh.
second to people who just got married.
Okay.
2 parts. Answer both
Two
properly.
parts. Can I answer them? I'm gonna answer
Yeah.
them in reverse. So for the people who just got married, I'd say communication, definitely number one thing, through and through all. Like, if you don't have open communication, if you're not talking with your wife, your husband, or whoever your partner is, like, make sure you have that clear, open communication. Because if you can't have that communication, then you're not gonna be able to grow and eventually start a family, start a life together. If you don't have, say, similar goals or similar wants in those lives, you know, where if you start keeping secrets or try doing things on your own without your partner, then you kind of create like a break of trust. Like, obviously have your own interests and stuff. Like, I like playing basketball, she likes reading books, going to coffee shops, and like we have our own individual interests, but like staying in each other's lives day to day is super important in that aspect. And then you say for people wanting to get married or wanting to get married, I don't know. I mean, just make sure you love that person. You're willing to love them at their highest of highs and at their lowest of lows, you know? Marriage isn't all sunshine and rainbows. Like, you're going to go through hard times. You're going to go through arguments. You're going to go through loss. You're going to go through grief. You're going to go through super great, amazing days, highs, vacations, and all that stuff. And it's not just like a fix to all the bad, you know? It's not something that you're like, if I just get married, then all my problems are going to go away. It's like, you're signing a commitment to that other person.
So it's a stepping stone.
It's a stepping stone, yeah. Like, it's not like a fix-all kind of thing where it's like you're like, all right, I'm gonna commit to you no matter what. If you gain 500 pounds, if you lose 500 pounds or whatever, if you're going through the hardest time, you're going through super great times, like, you're committing to that person for the rest of your lives.
I have a 2-part question too now.
I have a 2-part answer.
Okay, so the opposite, actually. When somebody is first going out with somebody, how do you decide whether you should continue or you shouldn't?
When you're first going out with somebody?
Yeah, like, you're just getting to know this person. It's the first month. How do you decide? Like, hey, I should keep going out or not?
I mean, for what it was for me was, how did the time go? You know? Like, when I was with her, it felt like the whole world stopped, but also time went by like that.
Fast.
You know? Where it's like if you feel comfortable and that you can laugh, you can talk, you can do like your ugly laugh with them, and you feel comfortable no matter what you're wearing and stuff, then you know that you're good. Obviously, you still want to dress nice and look good for your partner because you want to impress them.
You can be yourself.
Yeah, exactly. You could be like open and transparent 100% with that person. But if you feel like you have to hide or like put a part of you away, then maybe.
Interesting.
Mm-hmm.
So you're directing it at yourself. Like if you feel like you have to act a certain way because of them, then it should be a no-go. Not if they're acting a certain way necessarily.
I mean, there's definitely things that people can do that'll turn you off right away. But like for me, I'm like, if I can't fully be myself with you, then I don't think it's gonna work out. Like maybe it'll work out for a couple months, little fun fling or something, but not long term.
Gotcha.
No, I feel like you need to be able to be who you are, enjoy your interests and stuff like that.
And then the other thing, you mentioned like a few times that similarities between you guys helped you strengthen your relationship, right?
Mm-hmm.
Is that really important to you, that you guys should have similar interests or similar personalities maybe?
I mean, maybe not personalities, but interest definitely, I think, was a big factor, at least in mine. Because like we both like going on road trips. We like hiking the outdoors and stuff. Like that was our big connecting interest. We're both nerds. We like superheroes, sci-fi, like Star Wars kind of stuff. And so that helped, like, especially when we lived together, like our downtime, we'd go to dinner, we'd watch, we watched The Walking Dead, we watched The Boys, Supernatural, all that kind of stuff. And just having similar interests is like, it's a good stepping stone too, to kind of learn about each other and learn, oh, like what makes you smile, what makes
I
you
gotcha.
happy, what gets you excited, kind of stuff. So I think interests is a big
Big factor.
part in it. Yeah.
That's interesting. I'm about to hit 2 years in September. 1 month away.
Good job.
2 años. And something that
2 años.
I've realized, right, is so this is what I thought. So I had a long-term relationship before, right, and then I had 2-year break. And during those 2-year break, I thought I needed or I wanted somebody very similar to me. I thought I wanted somebody that like completely understood like my ins and outs. And then when I met Alexis, like I realized maybe that's not for me at least, that wasn't the best thing. Maybe because she's, I think, very opposite than me in terms of personality and interests. But what I realize is maybe not necessarily the interest and personality for me. It's more of the core values. And before, I would think that it was going to be like personality, because if their personality is similar to me, they understand why I'm acting or reacting a certain way.
Yeah.
And so I was thinking more in that terms. But what I realized, if your core values are the same, all the other stuff is fluff, right? Because you can every argument, every quarrel can boil down to your core values and why you guys are acting a certain way or doing something. And then you can answer those questions based on who you are as a person.
Oh yeah. 100%. Like if they support and you have similar like end goals, basically. You have similar end goals. I don't think anything can stop
Yeah,
it
stuff
from happening. Yeah.
Yeah. Relationships, who knows the answers? Not me.
Not I.
Anything else you want
This
to say?
guy.
I know all the answers.
You know
I'm
all the
guru.
answers?
Yeah, he's
I'm
the
the
guru.
guru. Yeah.
What would
Come to me.
your answer to that question
Yeah.
be?
What question?
Which
one?
His
Because you
about
got 2 questions.
the
The last one.
Mm-hmm.
The similarity thing. Do you think it's more important to have similarity of interests and stuff or differences, I guess? Or opposites, I mean, yeah.
It depends. It depends on the dynamic.
Do you
between
think
the two.
opposites attract?
Yes.
Yes.
Why?
But it could also go.
South.
Yeah.
Why do opposites attract?
Because we are curious about things that are not like us. We're like, hold on a second. How the hell are you this way? And I'm this way. So the curiosity leads you to spend more time with the person, get more closer. And it makes you appreciate God's creation that is very different from yourself. Honest truth. That's
Yeah.
what I think.
Yeah.
And it's like a puzzle piece too, where like your opposite, they fill
That whole.
the hole, like what he was saying earlier. Help fill different holes. You fill different holes in them, they fill
Right.
different holes in you. You just kind of fit together
Yeah.
until like other pieces might fit close, but nothing fits perfectly.
As long as one person isn't a drug addict and you aren't a drug addict.
Yeah, honestly, that's what
Yeah.
it comes down to. Yeah.
Basically.
Yeah.
That's it.
Anything else you want to say before we depart?
No, I think thanks for having me on, I guess. Yeah.
Yes, sir.
Matthew
Fun
Uribe.
time. That's me.
God bless your soul. God bless your marriage.
I'll be
Amen.
waiting for young Matthew Uribe's.
Little Matthew Jr.
Matthew
Baby
Jr.
Vincentes.
Maybe
Baby
what?
Vicentes.
18 months from now or
18
24
months.
months?
That's a lot of months. No, like 6 years. Whatever
6 years.
whatever that math
6
is.
times
We'll see, man.
12.
I have a weird
70?
Two.
72.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
months from now.
72 months.
72 months on the dot. August 4th, 2030. We'll go right there.
2030, man. I don't want to get thinking about that. All right, man.
All right, bro.
Yeah.
Thanks for coming on.
Thanks for having me.